there's some bizarre connection between all the human beings on this planet, all of us together. There's some weird sort of electrical, some connection that we all share. Oh, yeah. And if you disturb it, if you put shitty stuff out there, you're going to feel it back. Yeah. You really are. Yeah. But once we understand that we control our environments, totally, and we all just really fucking cool to each other, we can like amass a whole hive of people who get that concept.
Joseph Campbell, who's one of my heroes.
Oh yeah,
he talks about the hero's journey, which is the ultimate archetype for human illumination. He's done a lot of lectures about the psychedelic experience as very, very literally an experience of the hero's journey. I mean, consider the steps, because the hero's journey obviously can be a geographical journey, right? Like go into the unknown, step away from the ordinary, transcend obstacles, have an apotheosis and a rebirth and a realization about life, and then come back and make the return with that illumination. But see, isn't that what happens anytime somebody partakes in a psychological trip?
We can dig into the gunflint chert of South Africa and bring up fossils of soft-bodied creatures that are close to 3 billion years old, 6 times the life of most stars in the universe. So when somebody's trying to tell you that what the universe is about is the life and death of stars, they're ignoring the fact that biology is a phenomenon as persistent as any phenomenon known to exist in the universe. And biology is not a static phenomenon. It isn't an endless recycling of fissionable materials the way star life is. Biological life has been steadily complexifying itself over the entire time span of its existence. So life is not marginal. Mind, emerging out of life at its more complex levels of organization, is not marginal. And we are not marginal. We are, I think, tremendously important in the cosmic drama, and that a rational analysis of the situation will support that.
In music, though, one doesn't make the end of a composition the point of the composition. If that was so, the best conductors would be those who played fastest. And there would be composers who wrote only finales. People go to a concert just to hear one crashing chord, because that's the end. All the time, the thing is coming. It's coming, it's coming, that great thing, the success you're working for. Then when you wake up one day about 40 years old, you say, my God, I've arrived. I'm there. And you don't feel very different from what you always felt. And there's a slight letdown because you feel there's a hoax. And there was a hoax, a dreadful hoax. They made you miss everything. We thought of life by analogy with a journey, with a pilgrimage, which had a serious purpose at the end, and the thing was to get to that end, success or whatever it is, or maybe heaven after you're dead. But we missed the point the whole way along. It was a musical thing, and you were supposed to sing or to dance while the music was being played.
This is really the high task for shamanism. How can we, who have always as shamans had a relationship to the spirits of the earth, of the waters, of the sky, if we are setting out for Alpha in Sagittarius or something like that, how can we do that and not leave our soul behind? You know, the Arabs have the belief that a man's soul can move no faster than a camel gallops. So if you drive in your Mercedes from Jeddah to Riyadh, you have to rest for a while so your soul can catch up. Well, I don't think we should leave our human soul behind. Become as clear. We have the technologies and the informational structures and all the necessary abilities to create paradise on earth, to lift up the least among us to at least an acceptable level of comfort and freedom. Why do we not do that? Because what stands in our way is our own minds, our own habits. We must change our minds. That's the most powerful political work people in this room could do. And there is nobody who is so enlightened that they don't need to work on themselves and do this. To the degree that we can change our minds, we will escape extinction, marginality, and so forth and so on. And to the degree that we cannot change our minds, we will prolong the agony. We have waited till the last moment of the last hour. The house is burning down around us, and we rouse ourselves from the stupor of materialism, the stupor of Christianity and scientism, the stupor of male dominance, sexism, and racism. If we don't rouse ourselves from this stupor, the momentum toward extinction is now practically irreversible. You know, the Grateful Dead like to sing that song, "We need a miracle every day." We certainly do. Dismissing that or treating it as a psychological perception or something unique to our society, I took it as a basic perception about physics, and have built elaborate mathematically defined theories around this idea, and then have found, to my astonishment, incredible congruences with other work. I'm thinking of the Mayan calendar and its curious countdown-like quality toward an extremely unique event that the Maya felt would occur in the same time frame that my own equations predicted, even though at the time I was unaware of the Maya. So what we have here is a new model of time based on a very real intuition that I think most people share, which is that time is speeding up, that human beings are part of that process, and that the culmination of that process is now within the ven of historical time. In other words, I believe it will happen in 2012, in December, coincident with the same events that the Maya placed at the end of their calendar. Here, over here, you have nature, the beautiful rainforests, the wonderful coral reefs, the symmetry of the hummingbird, the sea urchin, and the butterfly. And here you have us, grimy, tawdry, polluting, ugly, driven, in equilibrium, in disequilibrium, in denial. I don't believe that. I believe that this kind of thinking that breaks humanity away from the rest of nature is the first of the great disempowering myths by which the Western mind has enslaved itself. And we are not outside of nature. We are not a runaway toxic process. We are not a mutation. We are, in fact, that part of nature which has been deputized for a purpose. We are the energy gathering aspect of the Gaian mind.